Alright guys, welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough, Indiana Jones style. In this episode we're going to begin the Old Iron King DLC. And in the last episode we got the Bone Fist. Now I was debating whether to use this as part of my build, but it's just too much fun not to use. And we got the Symbol of Avarice. Now this is a very good item to have no matter what your build is, because it'll help you with your farming. You'll get additional souls, and in addition, it works just like the Jester Hat. So it's actually better than the Jester Hat because you get extra souls and you get better item discovery. Now the Watch Dragon Parma we also got before, and that is also another good item to have while you're farming. So your ultimate farming setup would be the Symbol of Avarice, the Prisoner's Tatters, the Gold Serpent Ring +2, and the Watch Dragon Parma. Now let's go through some of the Bone Fist moves. Now this is your regular fists. Of course, we've been using that all game now. Let's look at the Bone Fist moveset. The one-handed R2s, you do a sweep and a jumping kick. That's pretty awesome. You don't see that much in Dark Souls. Of course, you have your R1s as well. It has little jab moves. You have the uppercuts, and the two-handed R2s, you have a nice little... It looks like you're doing a Hidoken from Street Fighter 2. But the good thing about the move set for the Bone Fist is it will stun your enemies and will give you a nice room for attack. Very good weapon, a very fun weapon to use, and I'm definitely going to have this as part of my final build. It'll be situational, but it'll still be fun. Now, let's load up on poison, because we have to go get a key from a salamander pit. We'll need the cat ring, and, well, we're going to just get all our fall damage equipment on. Technically, you can do this without any fall damage equipment, but just to protect ourselves from dying, because we might miss our downward stab. Now, alternatively, you could just run past all these salamanders, and I did it the other day with a very low-level character, so I know it's very possible. You don't even need the cat ring. If you can jump on top of the salamander and use an attack from above, a plunging attack, if you can land the plunging attack, it'll negate your fall damage completely. And that's what we're going to do here. We're also going to use the whips, the poison whips. We have loaded up on all of our poison. We got our poison build, basically. Our Sanctum Soldier gauntlets, the Crest of the Rat, and of course we're going to have some poison throwing knives too. These guys have huge health pools, so it takes a while to kill them. So poisoning them is a good alternative, unless you just want to wail on them. I like to take these two guys out, and now this is the tricky part. We have to land on this guy. So I like to poison him first to get about half of his health down. So by throwing the poison knives at him, and we're just going to wait till he gets to about half, and then we're going to plunge attack him with the Chaos Blade. And it will damn near kill him. It should kill him outright, but here we just missed him by just a smither of his health. But there are multiple salamanders down here, and you don't want to engage these guys head on, because their heads have like a bone that will they can hit you like a bull and just keep stun locking you. It's very annoying. So here we go. We got a good one that time. So if you get him back to half health, we still didn't kill him though. We need one more hit. Now we didn't come down here before all the way. We didn't explore this area all the way, but there's some nice items down here. This is the Flame Quartz Ring +1. This will help with fire damage if you're having some trouble there. There's a better version later. And this is the Hawk Ring. Now early on you can use the Hawk Ring to kill the dragon that's guarding the Watch Dragon Parma in the Hyde's Tower of Flame, if you have a decent long range bow. But if you add that ring on top of it, you can kill the dragon very early. Here we're just going to try to... Well, I tried to poison him for the same way as the last guy, but his aggro is a little different, it seems. We're a little too close to him. So we're just going to go in with our whips and just go ahead and poison him all the way. Oh no, actually we're going to use the Avalon here. And the Avalon does great damage on these guys. You could just shoot him from a distance, as well as the other guy. But I like to mix up my playstyles. But with the poison activated and using the Avalon, you'll cause a lot more damage quicker. So that's 2 salamanders down, but there's 2 more in the pit, and one we're just not even going to deal with. We're just going to run past him. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. But there's one to the right here, and there's another one that's guarding the key that we need. Here I just went ahead and, again, you'll see that they can stun lock you, and they can shoot through walls as well with their fire, so they're quite annoying enemies. But we can poison. They're susceptible to poison. And with all our poison build here, it doesn't take much to poison them. He's already poisoned, but we're just going to keep wailing on him and get some extra opportunities. But they have a lot of health. I can't imagine these guys on New Game Plus cycles. They're probably ridiculous. More than boss health. But yeah, you could just run past these guys. I just wanted to kill them with poison. Now here's what you don't want. When you get in front of them, they'll use their tongue or they'll charge you with their head. Their bone. There's like a bone attachment to their head, like a hammerhead, and they could stun lock you pretty easily. But this one's down. And we got one more. And this is the guy I just decided... Well, I tried fighting him at first, and I just decided to go ahead and get the key. But this is a demonstration here of what they can do to you. They can just keep charging you, stun locking you, just keep on hitting you. Then he decided to mix it up with his tongue, though, so was able to get away. They have good range on their tongue, too. But now we have the heavy iron key, which will allow us into the DLC for the Old Iron King. Now the entrance to the Old Iron King DLC is right after you kill the Old Iron King in the Iron Keep. So that's where we got to go next. Hopefully you've unlocked that bonfire that's real close to the boss, so you don't have to deal with it. Now we're getting rid of all our poison. Now for our loadout, we're just going to go Vanquisher Seal. We're going to use the Bone Fist. We're going to use the Old Whip setup. And I've noticed that in the Old Iron King DLC, the dual Old Whips is going to be your best bet taking out the regular enemies. We're pretty much going to be one-shotting most of the regular enemies with the dual Old Whip setup. And we're going to be using the Fire Crossbow for sure. The Fire Crossbow comes in handy in this DLC because there are these enemies that carry barrels around, and of course they're explosive. So we'll be able to snipe them and blow them up all over the place, and it's quite fun. So we'll definitely need that as well. But I wanted to experiment with the Bone Fist, and it's quite a fun weapon, like I said, and it will stun the enemies, so you can have fun with that. But it's just not as good as the Old Whips. The Old Whips will carry you through this DLC, most of it. So we're going back to our regular fist to take this guy out one shot. I'm really going to miss one-shotting these enemies when I go into New Game Plus cycles, because it is fun to just one-shot these guys. But, of course, their health scales with the New Game Pluses. So now, we won't be taking out any bosses in this video. There are 3 bosses in this DLC, and I just couldn't fit it all. I tried to fit at least the Fume Knight into this video, and I tried it, but it was over 50 minutes, and I was like, you know, we're going to put that in the next video. I've already killed the Fume Knight, but I'm just going to put it in the next video. And I've noticed that the other 2 bosses are horrendous run-ups. The run-ups to the bosses on the next 2, which include the Smelter Demon reskin and the Alone Knight King, or whatever he's called, Sirloin. The run-up to that boss is probably one of the worst I've ever seen, besides the Frigid Outskirts. So yeah, it's second only to that, so that's not good either. And we're just going to put that in the next video. So the next video will be all 3 bosses. But here we're just trying to get the Smoldering Iron Scepter so we can unlock the elevator contraption that will allow us access to all this DLC. Well, minus the Sirloin fight, you have to actually kill the Fume Knight before you can go into that memory. So now, very important, these are called Smelter Wedges. You need at least 4 of these to kill Fume Knight without losing your mind. because the Fume Knight will have these idols around him that will heal him, and that's frustrating. So we want to take those idols out into the only way you can do that is with Smelter Wedges. So you need at least 4 of them. We just got 6. Now this is very important, guys. This is a flaw in Dark Souls 2. You can screw yourself with the Smelter Wedges. If you explore the entire area and you get all the Smelter Wedges and you use them on the idols and you don't have enough for the boss, you can't get the last one from Sirloin's throne until you kill Fume Knight. So you're going to have to kill Fume Knight with increased difficulty, and it's just not worth it. You can screw yourself, so don't explore the area and use all of the Smelter Wedges on every idol you see. It's just not worth it. Have at least 4 for Fume Knight. But I'm not going to go through the entire area, so if you just do what I do, you won't screw yourself. But it is very easy to screw yourself if you just use every Smelter Wedge on the idols. Now you'll get a piece of her soul, Nadia's soul, for each idol you destroy. There are a total of 11 idols, but there are 12 pieces of her soul. The last one you get for killing Fume Knight. And there's one that you can't get until you kill Sirloin, but you can't kill Sirloin until you kill Fume Knight. So you see where I'm going with this. Now, these guys are susceptible to your fists and the whip. You can use your fists if you want, but with range to be safe, I've decided that the old whip setup is the best for taking out these knights, these basic knights. They're going to spawn here. And you can kill them before they even, have a chance to attack you. Easy peasy. Now be careful with this guy. Pan your camera, and you can turn around. Well, I don't know how you didn't get hit there. See, Dark Souls is weird with these hitboxes, I tell you. It's not even that much of an important item, but you can get ambushed right there, as you can see. Now, there's some pretty bad ambush rooms where these Ashen Idols are, and sometimes you're just going to have to kite around the outside of the room and take out the enemies one by one and just try to get to the Ashen Idol as soon as you can and destroy it. But for this first one, and there's a slab here, don't forget to get this. Now, for this first one, I found a pretty good strategy. You're just going to go down this ladder, pan the camera just like this, and as soon as you hit the ground, go through this tunnel on the right and take out this enemy here, and we're going to use this area to avoid getting ambushed. We're going to take out both of these guys, and we're going to use this to funnel them into the room. That way we're not overwhelmed. We need to take out the idol. But yeah, if you go in this room here, you won't get attacked by all those enemies at once. And just use the Smelter Wedge as soon as you can. Just don't use too many Smelter Wedges, like I said before. It's so very important. But I'm only going to kill a few of the idols to start with. You'll have enough Smelter Wedges to kill the boss, don't worry. Here's something, as long as you don't... There's a pack of 4 Smelter Wedges near the third bonfire. If you take that pack of wedges and just go straight to the boss, then you're fine. The problem is if you take those wedges and use them, then you're in trouble. So just as soon as you get that pack of 4, just go to Fume Knight and get it over with. Now we're going to go off the beaten path after we open this door and open up a secret little area and get a couple of soul vessels, as they are always quite handy. Now beware, there's some delayed spawning going on here. There's a guy that's going to spawn right here, but he doesn't spawn right away. He likes to ambush you, so you turn around and there he goes. He likes to fool you. And there's another one that's going to spawn right here. And it's a very obvious secret area. I mean, if you can't tell, there's a hidden interact on this wall here. And you'll get the soul vessels. I'm debating whether to do Dark Lurker at the end of this series, as I'm going to have to respect to do it. or just get up enough intelligence or faith to do the Covenant. But I'm debating on that. I might do it. I don't know yet. But it'd be the last video I would do for the series if I did do it. It'd be akin to like the bonus Dark Souls 1 video I did with the Chaos Blade and all those important items. Now, this is fun, guys. This is fun. Before you go through this door, let's go ahead and make sure we get our fire crossbow out. Because there's these little enemies that have these barrels that they're just carrying around, and we could just annihilate them with one shot from our fire crossbow. Easy peasy. Nothing but a nuisance. But they can be used to kill other enemies and open up areas. So the fire crossbow is going to come in handy in this DLC. But it can't be used for every situation that we need ranged. And you'll see that in a minute. Now these enemies have bows so they can hit you from a distance. So just close the distance and hit them with your whip. Take them out. No problem. But these will take more than one hit, I think. Now even though we're using the Bracing Knuckle Ring +2, we're still going to have to use repair powder to repair our whips on occasion. Now, throughout this DLC, you'll see these horse heads that are spewing fire. Now, they're going to be used as traps later to help kill our enemies. Of course, we're just going to snipe these guys with the barrels. But later on, we'll be able to... They'll be like attached to like a track. And you can punch them or shoot them, and they'll go on the track, and they'll just kill anything that's along the way. So we're going to use that to our advantage later on. Here, just pan the camera so this guy's in front of us. Now be careful when you go down here. I didn't see the guy to the right. He's going to be throwing fire bombs at you. So you'll have this guy to deal with, and then the guy on the right. And he'll be throwing those fire bombs. And the chest there contains a Cestus +8. So we're definitely not going to use this because we have the Bone Fist and our regular fist, which is better. But later on we might be able to infuse it with something if we want to tinker with it later. But we are a fist build, so maybe. Here's our second of 3 bonfires of this area. There's not many bonfires in this DLC. There's only 3 of them. Make use of all the ones you can. Once you get to the foyer area, it's kind of like a central area, so it kind of connects everything together. So it's actually the best bonfire, in my opinion. Now right here, this part is a little tricky, guys. You're going to have to kite around. And don't take the initial path here, where this guy is standing in front of this trap door. Don't go that way. You want to instead go this way. You'll have a better vantage point of the enemies below, and you'll have a better idea of what to do. Kind of plan your attack here, because these are the guys that are just going to also come through as you're trying to fight those enemies. They'll go down that trap door to the left there and make your life even more miserable. So we just want to get to the Ashen Idol immediately. But there's that big dude down there, kind of like a mini Smelter Demon, I guess you could call him. And he's no joke. He takes quite a bit of damage. He'll hit you, and he actually has fire on him, so he's going to give you fire damage. You get close to him. So here we're just going to make a beeline for this Ashen Idol here. We're invulnerable while we're doing the animation. And here we're just going to have to kite. We're going to have to kite for our lives here. At least we don't have to deal with the barrel guys because we killed them. That's another reason you need to go the other way. It's not too hard. Just take them out one at a time and kite around the edge of the room. He's got a big club and he's not afraid to use it. He has long windups though, so just get behind him and punish accordingly. I was still getting used to his timing here. I had never seen this guy before. Like I said, guys, this is my first time ever playing this DLC, so I'm really not that great at it. Here using the Bone Fist. Does pretty good damage on him. And there's another annoying guy up top throwing fire bombs. I'm not even going to deal with this guy. We're just going to get our items and get out of here. Now, I've actually ran through this area without even killing anything before, but you have to get lucky and pull that lever, and with the big dude right there, it's just not very simple, so not really recommended. Just kite the enemies around the room. Wait for this guy to rise up and just take him out. Now here, we're going to be strategic. Let's go ahead and get our Executioner's Chariot crossbow out because it has the better range. And we need to do something to a guy here in the distance. We want to knock him off his perch. And we have to be careful about doing this because you have to be just right. But you don't want to deal with this guy in addition to other enemies that are going to spawn. And he's quite annoying, so there's a couple of these guys that we're going to snipe. But if you get him from right here, you hit him, he'll fall off the ledge, and you won't have to deal with him. So there he goes right there. He's not dead, though, but you can shoot him from above, and that's what we're going to do. I just used the heavy bolts to take him out quick. But there's another guy in the distance as well we need to take out. You don't want to go too far. Just wait for these guys to come to you. And then we'll take out the guy again from a distance. And I don't know where this guy came from. Another ambush. Probably a delayed spawn, but I didn't see it. So be wary of that. Now, Executioner's crossbow again. And there's his little head. We're just going to snipe him from here. He's got some lightning. It's annoying. You have to deal with some of these guys in an enclosed area. But that's when we're going to use that flaming head I told you about, the trap. We're going to use that to kind of soften up the ranks a little bit coming up. Now we're closing in on the third and final bonfire of this DLC, but before we do that, we want to take out some enemies in the next area below us because there's a pretty decent amount of soul items down there, the soul of the heroes, which are worth quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and take out some of the enemies down here. Now they'll pop up out of the ground. There's a couple of them that just like to pop up and surprise you. So we're going to make sure we take them dudes out. But there's a couple you have to deal with before you even get into the area. There's one here in this hallway. There's a sniper there on the right. And for some reason, I didn't use the cover properly. Most of the time they'll go down with one hit. Just not always. Got to get a good hit. Connect with both whips to get the one hit kill. Now right here, if you kind of walk over these ash statue things, you're going to get attacked right there. Sometimes they'll drop items when you run over these. There's a soul of a hero there, and there's another one near the cliff edge there we're definitely going to want to get. That's it for the ambushes. Yeah, those souls are worth like 20 grand, I think. Sometimes more. I'm not sure. Now right through this fog wall is the foyer area. This is the area that connects everything together in this DLC. Once we have the Iron Scepter key, we can unlock all these areas. Access, it's like an elevator, goes up and down, and it'll give you access to all the areas. Once you have the key, the Smoldering Iron Scepter, which we're going to go for next. But this is probably the best bonfire of the DLC. Still some run-ups to these areas, these bosses, and this gate right here will open eventually. Right here, this one right here. Now this next couple of hallways are going to be quite annoying. There's quite a few enemies down here, and we're going to use the horse head to help us out a little bit, but we're still going to have to fight those ninja-like dudes that we shot with the Executioner's crossbow earlier. But we're just going to punch this horse head, and it'll take out a few of the enemies there. And it'll take out a little bit of his health, the ninja guy. I'm not sure what these guys are called, but they're quite annoying enemies, I must say. But we're going to use Avalon here and just try to snipe him to start with. There's going to be another one that spawns, and we're going to have to fight him kind of close quarters, and it's kind of annoying. But there's the first one down. There's going to be another one right after this horse head that will spawn right in front of you. Right there next to that flaming horse head right there. He's going to spawn right next to it, to the left. And there he is. We're going to try to use a bone fist here. He'll disappear. He's, like I say, he's quite annoying. And he has lightning, which is very hard to deal with sometimes. You can mix up a left jab with your regular fists, just like I just did there. Now, there's a big dude around the corner. So you want to make sure you take out all these guys first. So we're going to snipe this guy from a distance. There's two of them. I actually should just go ahead and punch the horse head here. But, yeah, see that one guy, his friend's going to start sniping you with the lightning. But sometimes you don't have to get their aggro right away. You can snipe them from distance. And once this guy's dealt with, then we can go mano a mano with the big dude. The mini smelter demon, I guess I'm going to call them. I'm not sure what they're called. Because they have that fire emitting from their body, and so does the smelter demon. So we're going to go, we're just going to go stone ring and bone fist here. Let's see how this works out for us. Got a critical hit right off the bat. Oh, a yellow stun there with the stone ring. And he's dead. Double-handed R1s are quite effective with the bone fist, I must say. Now, if you want to unlock that gate that I mentioned earlier, you can do it here. I like sniping these guys. It's just too much fun. And they have barrels everywhere to ignite. Not even sure what the purpose of this room is. It's just a bunch of barrel guys waiting to die. We're almost to the Iron Scepter, but we're going to have to deal with some different enemies coming up that explode after a while. They do like a suicide explosion, but we're going to use our old whips and take them out. We kind of want them to jump at us, because then they take a minute to recover after they jump at you. But if they start glowing, get the hell away from them, because they're going to blow you to Kingdom Come and you'll be dead. So there's these guys right here. See how he jumps? We're going to hit him. And that's it. But it's better to just get them to initiate that jump. And you'll know when they're about to jump, because you see their hands go down and they're rearing up to just jump like a frog. And you'll see that. It's a very easy tell. Just don't get too impatient with these guys. Especially when there's multiple ones. You just want to wait them out. See, I was impatient that time and see what happens. Patient with the first two and then not patient with this guy. Critical hit there. Again, that's the attack you want to bait out. Just don't get impatient. There's a lot more of these guys guarding the scepter, so you're going to have to take out quite a few of them. Bait this guy. So that's how you do it right there. Then you can follow up with the double-handed R1. Now, we're coming up to an invasion. Now, you can do this invasion a few ways. You can manipulate her into running into a fire torch, sconce, or whatever they're called. Or you can use poison. And I like to use poison, so we're going to go full poison build here. Spotted whips, dual spotted whips, crest of the rat, and the soldier sanctum gauntlets. Sanctum soldier gauntlets. Like, if you want to light the sconce, you can. And just, she's very easy to manipulate. Let's just put it that way. So, by poisoning her, we can keep our distance from her. So you can stay behind these sconces here. If you light them and just stay next to them, she'll just light herself on fire. But, like I said, I like to use the poison. Just kind of keep your distance and keep wailing on her. You can use the sconces as a barrier between you and her. And she can't do anything. Again, just don't get impatient. Yeah, the poison's working pretty good on her. She's already down to half. Less than half now. And she's poisoned again. Poisoning NPCs, invaders, is quite an effective strategy. And she's dead. Now, the next room that we're going to be going into is filled with those annoying frog-like enemies that we just fought. So we have to... The best way I found to do this is to shoot one and aggro all of them at once. And just stand by the door and just try to take out as many as you can. And when they explode, they'll kill themselves. So it's not too bad. You can die in this area pretty easily, though. Open this door. And there's one that's going to blow up. And he'll take out his friend with him. Well, almost. Now this is the area down here I was talking about. This is where the Iron Scepter is. The key to the whole DLC, really. Well, there's another key we need to get, but we're not going to get that until the next episode, called the Tower Key. We need that to unlock a few other areas. The two boss areas we can't get into without that key. So, Smelter Demon and Sirloin, we need the key. So open this door. But you can get the scepter if you want and just suicide run this if you want to, which I have tried to do before, but they will kill you pretty quickly. They blow up, I like to snipe one and just stand by the door. And like I said, if they try to explode, they'll kill themselves and kill their friends too. But the old whip is very effective. Woo! Look at that damage. That's why you don't want to mess with these guys too much with that explosion. Once they're dead, we're free to loot the key. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. The next video, we're going to take out Fume Knight. We're going to take out Sirloin. And we're going to do the Smelter Demon. But that'll be in the next episode, guys. We're getting close to the end of this series. We just got to do the dragon memories and kill a few more of the bosses, the Ancient Dragon and Velstat, bless the crowns, and kill the final bosses. And maybe we'll do Dark Lurker.